So let me tell you, being born in the Middle East and into an Indian family, I had no idea what the West was like. And none of my family had ever been to the West or anywhere outside of the UK. So my dream was always to visit the UK. And when I told my parents when I turned 18 that I want to go to the UK to university, they thought I was just a little kid messing around with his laptop when I was doing my application. And when my application got accepted, I went up to my mum and showed it to her, and she was in tears. And to this day, I don't know if she was happy for me or if she was sad because I was leaving. Then came the next hurdle, where I was applying for the visa. Now, a couple of my uncles had applied for a visa before, and they'd said, don't waste your time. They'd been unsuccessful, so they said, don't waste your time or money. You're never going to get it. And unfortunately, I was unsuccessful as well. And a month later, I gathered up some courage, and everyone was like, no, don't apply. It's going to be a waste of time. It's going to be a waste of money. Once they've refused, they will never go back on their word. Otherwise, it'll make them look bad and all the rest. But a month later, I gathered up some courage and applied again, and I was successful this time. And now I was the first person to go to the UK from my entire extended family, or anywhere outside of Asia for that matter. So I ended up in Bournemouth, and I was very homesick for the first 2 weeks, and I was looking for an Indian face or a familiar face, and I couldn't find one for many days. Then I came across this Asian food shop, and I went in there. There was a friendly Indian man behind the counter. We chatted for a long time, and then I started browsing. I came across rice, and I was so excited to see rice. I was like, wow, Indian rice, as if now I think about it, as if rice isn't ever not Indian. And then I go to look at the price, and the price said $9.99 with no commas or dots or full stops in it. And I thought to myself, holy shit, they were right about it. They were right about the fact that England is super expensive. I'm not even going to last a month here. And I'm panicking, thinking, how am I going to afford now? So after I've picked up my jaw off the floor, I quickly weaseled out of the shop. And for the first week, for dinner, I had bread dipped in microwaved milk and cried into a pillow because I was that homesick and I wasn't going to last here for very long, and I would have let my family down. Anyway, eventually, somehow I figured out that it was not 1,000 quid for a bag of rice, for which you could have almost bought a farm in India probably of rice, and it was just £9.99. And here I am 12 years later, and I can afford, still in the UK, and I can afford to eat rice.